Greetings. Welcome to Karenhope'S 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration, the channel where hope grows inspiration. Now, thank you for being here today. So, like I do every day, I'm jumping on the channel, well, almost every day. I'm jumping on the channel to let you know that episode 106 of my daily inspirational podcast, Karenhope'S 15 Minutes of Solid Inspiration, has been produced and published and is available for listening in the podcast platform links down below in the description box. Please check out today's episode. And, after you check this one out, you have 105 more to comb through and listen to, whatever grabs your attention. Today's episode is titled, Don't Let Your Imagination Hold You Back. And basically what it's about is how we need to see ourselves able. We have to see ourselves willing. We have to see ourselves gladly doing the things that we want to do in our lives, the things that we feel are our life purpose. And, if we're not, I believe this, y'all. If we're not happy doing it, if it seems like a chore, did I say a chore? If it feels like a chore, if it feels like it's making us miserable, if it brings us pain, if it brings us distress, if it brings us disheartening feelings and moods and attitudes, it's not for us. We're doing our own thing. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Or it would flow. And everything would be provided. There would be no provision left unattended to. Because God is our ever-present help, and that's what He does. If it's toward our life purpose, like if it's about our life purpose, which is the will for His life, it doesn't seem like a chore. It doesn't seem like a chore at all. Actually, it seems fun. We can work our hardest, and it can still be fun. See, that's what our imagination needs to take us to. Sometimes our imagination can hold us back because we think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And it's not even in alignment with God's will for our lives. And we end up miserable. Right? Imagine that. And then don't do that. So that's what, and you know what, and that's an energy, not believing that our imagination is to help us, to guide us, to guide us where we need to be in our life purpose. It helps us see before we get there. It helps us to plan before we get there. It helps us to get things together and organize, and it just helps us get our mood right and our attitude right when our imagination is decent, fair, in order, balanced, and focused on being positive. And so with that in mind, any energy that brings us down, it has to be released, and it needs to be released right away. It's a blockage. We need to let it go. And it's very uncomfortable at times, most of the time, because those bad energies are usually the things that stick with us from beginning to end, if we let it. We wake up with the bad energy, we go to bed with the bad energy, we sit down at the table with the bad energy, and it stays with us. And it becomes our company. And all our company reflects the same. So when we get to this place, like, that's where our faith and our belief starts to go out the window, and we're no longer able to imagine Imagine. And that's when we can't imagine the good things that we want and the good things that we need, and we can't imagine them big and in detail. Like I always say, and like I've been saying, our imagination is for us to put ourselves in a place before we get there and see it. See it. We could see ourselves right now in Dubai. Never been there before, right? We see ourselves in Dubai. And we see ourselves. I'm not going to get in those skyscrapers, but I'm just using this as an example. And those skyscrapers that go into the clouds, y'all. And this is not imagination. This is the truth. Go look it up. They have skyscrapers that go into the sky, like way up into the sky where you can see some clouds. So, my imagination tells me if I want to be in Dubai, I'm going to imagine that building, and I'm going to imagine the stairs, and I'm going to imagine the gold on the floor, and I'm going to imagine the staff, waiting on you hand and foot. I'm going on us. How about I say that? Waiting on us hand and foot. I'm going to imagine all those things to the detail to be able to get it. Because if I say, hey, I just want to go to Dubai, hey, I just might be going to Dubai just in a layover, going somewhere else. Can always say we went to Dubai, but can we say we got what we wanted in Dubai? We didn't imagine it. We just imagined Dubai. Imagine everything in Dubai. Everything you want there, that's what you get. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to our imagination. And how it is wrapped up and works and activates faith and belief. And sometimes we found ourselves hopeless and lost. It's because we lost our imagination. We lost our ability to delve into our imagination and come out with something big and detailed. Somewhere for us to go, something for us to be, something for us to do. Believe in the spirit God put in you, y'all. That's what we need to do. He put a spirit in us to talk to us. Well, actually, he didn't put a spirit in us. We are the spirit. So we need to talk to ourselves. I'll get more real. I'll be 100 with that. We are a spirit and flesh. And the Word of God says we are to worship in spirit and in truth. Nothing has anything to do with this flesh, And then we tend to not use our imagination and keep ourselves limited to this body and to these things that don't reflect God, which is in us. There's so much we could be doing instead of not believing in ourselves. We could be smiling, we could be encouraging, we could be radiating and shining, we could be becoming healthier in our minds and our bodies and our spirit. And speaking of becoming healthier, I started exercising this morning, and right now my fingers even hurt. Lord have mercy. Y'all, I've gotten so much out of shape, but the only thing to do is get right back into shape, right? The negative thing is I've gained 13 pounds since March, and I'm feeling that. So the positive thing is all I need to do is start to exercise, take it as an opportunity to go outside more and get more air, have more time to myself to think, and as I walk, think, more opportunity to understand my surroundings. I live on the bay. There's so many beautiful things for me to go outside and see every day. So we'll just look at this very hard work I have to do for the next 3 to 6 months as an opportunity to go outside, get some sun. It helps with my health. So, we need to use our imagination, y'all, to stay anchored in faith and belief. If we lose our imagination, we don't use our imagination, we forget who we are. Spirits. Spirits. You know? And because of that knowledge of who we are, it's a pretty powerful thing. We need to believe. We need to remember to believe that our desire should be to give God glory through and with everything we do. It should be that way. It should be fair. And see, it doesn't have to be all this intentional, like, what do you call it? Like guru type, preacher type, like Hare Krishna type thing. I'm trying to throw all of those titles out there. Of people that are spiritually enlightened, I guess. We don't have to be like that. That's their calling. But our calling, the calling of everyone, just on a daily basis, just to be, is to be decent, fair, for everything to be in order, including our thoughts. And just to vibe positively, to operate from a place of love. And see, when we operate from a place of love, there is patience included. And there is acceptance included. There's a whole thing, a bunch of things that's included in love. So we can just operate from love. We will be covering a lot of bases. You know? A lot of bases. I mean, yeah, we can overlook things or not. We can accept things or not. See, there's balance all in vibing good. Maybe that's just the wrong way to say it. When we're operating from a place of positivity, a posture of peace, it covers a lot of things. All those insults and all the offenses and all the bad things we think about ourselves, it's eradicated. And we can come from a different place. And our imagination can grow, and our imagination can be healthy, and our imagination can be decent and in order and fair and coming from a proper place of positivity. And then good stuff happens. You know, like they say, life happens, does not have to be negative. Because we are the co-creators of our own reality, y'all. I'm going to start wrapping this up, but I just, trying to be positive. Let you know that our thoughts mold, our thoughts and what we feel, that molds our beliefs. And our beliefs is what co-creates our existence. And it's what it's the stuff our manifestation is made out of: belief and faith. I'm not trying to be a preacher or anything or like that kind of person. I'm trying to work this out. But listen, bottom line is, we do not have to be fair. We don't have to be decent. We don't have to do things in order. It is a choice. It is a choice. We don't have to be good. We could be so smart to think that we got all the moves, we got all the power moves, and we probably will get what we want with that same vibe, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall. If it's not with God, it's going to be a fall. It's going to be a fail. And without God, there's no cushion. And that's a big ouch. It's hard to get up from. It's hard to brush off. So it's necessary for us to have faith and belief and imagine it. Imagine it. Like, right there, y'all. It's an important spot. Imagine it to be true. Imagine it. And put faith, belief, and imagination to work for you. It is in us to work for us. Yeah. It has a job. Faith has a job. Belief has a job. Imagination has a job. And that is to work for us. And I'll just reinforce this fact by saying that's freaking fantastic. It's wonderful. And it's something that we should use. Like, why wouldn't we? There's nothing better than that, you know? So imagine and pray and have faith. Big faith. Imagine big, you know? And in detail. And realize we can do anything because we imagined it. And all we have to do is imagine what God said is true and just believe him. Just believe him. Now, thank you so much for being here today. Now, I know it was a long video, but I just wanted to talk to y'all about that. And so, with all that in mind, I hope that I could be of some encouragement to you today. And, I hope that I could reinforce the fact that we need to imagine what we want. We need to imagine what we need and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. And we need to imagine it. It needs to be big because God is big. He's grand. He's infinite. And he's limitless in his possibilities. And with our imagination, we need to understand that with him, we are that too. Right? So hold on to imagination. And don't lose it. Practice it. And believe it. Believe what you imagine in detail. And you will have it. So, I am imagining that you all are going to like this video. Like it. Leave me a comment, okay? Share. And also, if that notification bell is red, why? Turn it gray for me, okay? And just quickly, I need to let you know that we will be right back here tonight for Fleeting Thought Thursdays. Some free expression, I don't know. I'll just talk again. Okay? And don't forget to check out the podcast platform links in the description box below and check out some podcast episodes, okay? Maybe during lunch, maybe on the ride home, maybe on the way to the corner store, while you're doing your baby's hair, while you're cutting your hair, while you're washing your car, while you're cooking supper, while you're making a cup of coffee, while you're sweeping the floor, while you're vacuuming, while you're taking a shower. Take a listen, okay? Again, see you again tonight for Fleeting Thought Thursdays, and again tomorrow for the announcement of episode 107. Okay. I really do appreciate you being here with me and being a part of this experience. And I will see you all again pretty soon, tonight, as a matter of fact, on this channel.